So this morning I had a rant with my friend Sim Sibritz, one of the most badass, inspiring people I know. So he took my rant, he listened, and he came back with a good answer. And the last thing he said was, "Yeah, you have this quote. Life is really simple. It's we who insist on making it complicated." And the second he said that, I was like, yes. I've read that quote so many times during my life. It pops up everywhere where I look for quotes because it's a good one. So that quote stayed in my head for the rest of my walk. And I chewed on it, I thought about it, and I realized that one of the reasons why this quote have been hard for me to grasp or get or understand or accept has been the word simple. Like, life is simple. We insist on making it complicated. So life is simple. Life is simple. Is it? Is life simple? It is. Life is simple. It's not easy. So I think that's the thing. Like, don't let those words, contaminate each other. Like, it's a big difference between simple and easy. It's one thing to say that life is easy. It's we who insist on making it hard. Well, life is not easy. And if you want to live a fun life, it most definitely not is going to be easy. But it's simple. That's a completely different thing. And I think that my brain has, messed those two up a bit, those two words. I think I have, combined them in some way. Because simple it is. If you want to experience positive emotions and feelings in your life, like fulfillment, happiness, joy, excitement, love, that's not... that is pretty simple. If you don't make it complicated or mess it up. So, my thought about this is, let's begin here. What is it that is simple about life? I'm going to make a little list here. But first I want to begin with a thought here. Like, think about us humans. Think about the Homo sapiens species. Think about us. We are the only animal that has the ability to, save things on our hard drive, to remember things. We are the only animal that can, like in some abstract way, predict the future. We can think about the future. We can plan for the future with a conscious mind, and we can aim towards certain things in life, and those things can happen. We're not only driven by instinct, like most other animals. I would say 99.9% of them, what I know. So we are this thinking, feeling, understanding, smart animal with a lot of cool abilities and superpowers. And we live in a society, at least in the Western world, where, you don't have to starve to death. Most people have a roof over their heads. And most people can go to school, they can educate themselves, they can support their families. That's life for most people on a base level. So with all these possibilities and all these basic needs met, shouldn't we be happy or happier? Or feeling like having a feeling of fulfillment in our lives? I think one important little detail fucks this up for us. Or many things fucks it up, I think, but we have all these super cool abilities in our brain. It can do a lot of cool things compared to the other species we have around us. And the price we pay for that knowledge, that wisdom, that insight, being able to, save things on your hard drive. You can fuck things up in your life, but you can remember them, and you can, analyze the situation, and you can prevent yourself from doing the same mistake again. That's a quite cool ability to have if we think about it. But we take it for granted, so we don't think about it. But it's quite cool if you think about it. And our ability to look into the future, visualize things, fantasize, dream about things. All these abilities comes with a price. The price we humans pay, that no other animal needs to pay. But they don't have the abilities though, so it's quite fair, I would say. But the price we pay is the awareness of our own mortality. So after some years, when we humans have developed our brains, an insight visits us. And that insight is the awareness of our own mortality and the knowledge that all of us someday is going to die. You are going to die, your friends are going to die, your parents are going to die, your kids are going to die. Every person you've met in your entire life, every person you've seen on a movie, on the streets, in school, at work, every person you know is going to die. Depressing? Well, depends. That depends. For some people, this insight is depressing. Well, for most people, I would say, but for some people, it cripples them. It makes them passive in life. It scares them in such a way that it affects everything they do. And many people aren't aware of this. It's like 3 layers down in your brain, you have this insight that it's always there. 3 layers up, you have your behavior. 1 layer down below that, you have feelings. You have thoughts. 1 layer below that, the insight. So that insight creates emotions that affects our behavior. Most people aren't really aware of first of all, their own behavior, but they're really not aware of their emotions, their feelings. So what we do through life is we try to avoid thinking about this little curse we have, this insight that we're gonna die. Let's call it a curse. We get some superpowers by the cost of a curse. So the curse is always there. It affects our behaviors, affects how we think, how we act, how we navigate ourselves in this world. This insight is so scary to think about for certain people, so they occupy their brains 24/7 not to think about it. They play video games, they watch movies, they work, they drink, they take drugs, they sleep, whatever they do, not to think about this. They definitely don't sit still and meditate about it for 20 minutes a day, trying to accept it. That's not what most people do. So most people are scared, and I get that. I really, really get that. But also, what this insight could mean to us is that, okay, you have a limited time on this in this meat avatar. God knows, or who knows, what's going to happen afterwards when the movie ends. No one knows that. But let's dare at least to think the first thought here, like step one. You have a limited time in this meat vehicle you operate every day. You have some software up in your brain running it. That can be scary, but that can also inspire you to live. If we fully understand that this movie is someday going to end, will we then waste time? Will we then not do the things that we want to do in life? Will we then not say what we have on our mind? If we truly understand that and dare to think about that, would we hold ourselves back in this world, in this life, this short life? This movie goes quite fast. I don't think so. Like, if I told you, or told myself, you have a project here, it's an art project, whatever. You have 2 days to finish it, then you die. Okay, that's a bad comparison, but my point there is that you would probably be able to produce some cool shit if you understood that there's a very limited time, and maybe if you don't do it, you're gonna die. That's probably a better motivation, but what I'm trying to say here is that education that you want to apply for, that job, that person that you want to talk to, whatever, maybe you should do that now. Maybe maybe next year isn't the best time to start this thing you want to do in life. Maybe not even tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to be alive in a year. Even if you don't want to think about it, that's the truth. Yeah. That's a weird opening to this podcast. What I wanted to talk about today is what is simple about life. You placed this thought in my head. What is it that is simple? And I'm going to begin with some areas in life that most of us find complicated to master, or to, reach a certain level within this area where you feel happy, fulfilled, and satisfied. Because I think that's the goal with our existence here. Or that's the end goal, at least. I think that's a worthy mission to have in life, is to, try to reach a level of satisfaction within all these areas in life where you operate. Where you can lean back and feel like, this is okay. I like my life at the moment. It's quite rare to find people who, enjoy every aspect of their life or their existence. Usually, maybe they have a really good work life, but then, their relationship sucks, or they have a really good personal life, but they hate their job, or maybe they fucking love life, but their health is so bad, so they can't live the life that they want to do. And It's a complicated puzzle to try to master, but I'm going to trust Sim here and this quote, and it's let's try to make it simple. So let's begin with relationships. That's a huge part of life. That's one of the, one of the legs to hold up your entire foundation in your existence. Relationships are very important for people because we're social primates. So let's begin with friendship relations. What kind of friends do you want is the first question. And that question should match what the second question, that is, what kind of friends do you need? Maybe the answer isn't the same at those two. I want to have really fun friends who likes to party and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Second question, what kind of friends do you need in your life? Oh, maybe not friends who likes to party all day long and just have fun. Right? Two different answers. So let's stick with the question, what kind of friends do you need in your life? Close your eyes. Yes, close your eyes. No one is watching. Visualize this. It's World War I. On the other side of the trench, or the wasteland, you have a trench. There you have the Germans. We are the Allied forces here. Angry Germans with machine guns. In your trench and next to you, you have your 5 closest friends. What kind of people are they? What kind of qualities do they have? The 5 people you have around you, the people that you're gonna run over this wasteland together with and, fight Germans. Who are they? What kind of people are they? My answer to that question is that, yeah, these people in the trench next to me, what kind of people would I like to have there? Strong, brave, loyal, funny, optimistic, smart. I would like to have rough people next to me in a position like that. People who understand that this movie might end right here in 10 minutes, the second we run over this trench out to the wasteland. But we're gonna give it all. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna die swinging. We're gonna die trying. And we're gonna laugh while doing it. Like crazy people. That's the people I would like to have next to me in a situation like that. Okay. That's a lot to ask, Tommy. Friends like that, where do you find them? I don't know. Or I know, I have friends like that. But I think to find friends like that, you need to try to become like that yourself. I think to find people like that, to run over the wasteland with, you need to be that person for them. If you find yourself in a trench, in life, in a war, with lazy gamers, or just party people, it might be that you send out those signals to the universe, so that's the kind of people that you attract. Or you accepted that you have, friends from the past and you haven't found new friends, whatever the reason might be. if you take a look at your 5, 2, 3, I don't know how many closest friends you have, are those the people that you would like to run into a wasteland against German machine guns towards? If the question is no, if that wouldn't make you feel, a bit safe or braver having those around you, inspired, whatever it might be, then you might have the wrong friends. If I take my 3 closest friends and I place them next to me in a situation like that, I would feel empowered. I would feel safe. I would feel, come on guys, let's fucking do this thing. We're probably gonna die. Like, please save me if I don't. But they would carry me. I know that they would. I know that they would, because I would carry them. I would like to be the guy in this group that runs first. I would like to be their leader. I would like to impress them with my courage. Like, you saw guys, I ran first. I shot like 18 of them. Yeah, and then I smashed some of them with my bare hands. That's pretty cool, right? That's the kind of stories that I would like to, sit by the campfire later that day talking about. Yeah, relationships, friends. I think it's better to have no friends than crappy friends. It's better to stand alone in that trench than to have someone you don't trust or someone that, wouldn't take a bullet for you. Spend some time alone, develop yourself, and you will find other friends that are like that. Trust me, that's how it works. So, we have the friends. Okay, relationships then, intimate relationships with a partner. How the fuck does that work? Is that simple? No, relationships are not simple. They're simple, but they're not easy. How can you have like a love relationship with someone and you let the years go by and they still find you exciting, attractive, they like you, they accept you, they respect you. Did I say that twice? Maybe. They look up to you, they want the best for you. A person that still finds you attractive, that likes, loves the good things about you, and understands and accepts the not so good things about you. Relationships, it's a lot about, trial and error. You learn when you fail in a relationship. Hopefully you do, because you spend some time alone afterwards reflecting about life, what went wrong and what you can do better to improve the next relationship. If you don't do that, usually from at least my point of view, like people who don't do that, they tend to repeat the same mistakes all over again. Because you don't learn anything. Just throw yourself into a new relationship because you're scared of being alone. Same shit repeats itself over and over and over. And yeah, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? So, my advice to myself, or what at least is simple in life when it comes to love relationship, it's the small things. You need to do the small things. You need to show the other person with your behavior that you love and respect them and that you see them. I mean, all the cheesy things, they work. Buy flowers. Place a little note on the mirror in the morning where it says, "I love you." Make dinner. take her or him out on a date. Make things, exciting. Experiment with your sex life. Dress up like a, I don't know, something. just, just, like, just do shit. Yeah. Like, from a dude perspective, you get some kids, you, like, maybe you have some years in your relationship, the sex life doesn't really work anymore. You live two very different lives, you just become separated from each other, create this weird vibes in the home, this tension. No one really likes it, but you've been in that for so long, so you don't really can't tell what's wrong anymore. You just have a general feeling that things aren't as good as they could be, and you don't really know why. Then I think it's really important with the small things, like small everyday shit. It's not buying flowers once a year and buy some expensive fucking gift or take this vacation once a year. Like, I don't think that shit matters if you are mindful every day. Like, small things. Refill the coffee machine. Do the fucking dishes. Take out the trash without being fucking asked. Don't look like a fucking hobo. Dress up. Smell good. Shave. Take care of yourself. That's like one of the basic things, like, to show that you respect your partner is like, don't fucking just fall apart. Don't walk around home in sweatpants and smell like sweat and expect them to, throw themselves at you. I don't think that shit works. A good question to ask, like, guys likes to complain about these things, like, oh, no, like, yeah, but would you like to have sex with yourself? How you're, representing yourself at the moment when you're home? Usually that that's a quite provoking thing to say to someone, but like, you can see it starts, the process, they start thinking like, oh, maybe not. No. Like, who would you need to be to want to have sex with yourself? And that's a weird thing to say, but you get my point. Oh, maybe don't. Yeah, that's when you start to, visualize things. You start to understand things. But if you go too long in that, then, people tend to become passive aggressive against each other. Every part is waiting for the other part to start doing the right thing. But if both of us are thinking that it's gonna be just some fucking limbo vacuum state that both of us are in, where you sit and wait for the other person because you deserve the love, attention and care, and the other person feels the same, like, maybe you should be the one that starts then, if you want to have a better relationship. Or maybe you need to talk with your partner, like, sit down and say, like, seriously, why aren't we happier? Why aren't we doing, like, the small things for each other anymore? Why don't I give you, like, a back massage without you asking for it? Why have we lost the will to do these small things for each other? I think those small things are super, super, super important. And if you are mindful about them, you're going to have a good relationship. Then you're going to have a partner that, smiles when they see you and, touch your back when they walk past you. And, are motivated to want you to like them. They dress up for you. They maybe make you food and say, oh, I made you some lunch here, your favorite dish, whatever. And if someone does that to you, don't you want to give that back to them then? Then you have this ecosystem of, actions that produce good emotions in you. I think that is quite simple, isn't it? That theory. Yeah, but we can of course make that complicated also by overthinking and expecting things from our partner, expecting them to read our mind, our thoughts, to fulfill all our needs without us telling them what they are. That's fucking making it complicated. Usually, talking. Step one, really good thing. What do you need from me? What do I need from you? How can we help each other? How can we, make life better for each other? Yeah. So we have the relationship. One other aspect in life that is super important that we also maybe complicate is our health. And let's split that into, physical and mental health. The physical health is it's not that complicated. That I would say is quite simple. Like, do you sleep enough to have the energy, focus, willpower, discipline required to live the life that you want to live? First question. Are you tired all the time? If the answer is yes, okay. Do you want to be tired all the time? If the answer is no, okay, what can we do about it? Maybe you should probably sleep more. Yeah, why? Because I want to have energy, focus, discipline, willpower, and be a positive, happy person. Okay. Is that worth not looking at this shitty TV show? Like, the only thing we need to do for you to gain all these things you just said is to, don't look at the 2 episodes by the end of the evening. You can watch 3 episodes. You don't need to watch 5. Is that okay? Yes. Good. Problem 1 solved. 8 hours of sleep, you wake up, life is way, way, way more better than if you only slept 5. So, what kind of foods do you put in your body? Oh, I don't know. I'm talking to myself here. Okay, question 1. If you read on the package on the food that you eat, does it slowly kill you? Or most of the food you shove in your body made from a machine with like more than 3 ingredients? Yes. Or I don't know. Well, take a look at what the fuck you shove in your body. Like, the food you put in your body is your fuel. Would you you wouldn't. I'm going to do a comparison here. You have a car, that car requires gasoline. You wouldn't put rainwater with, dirt in it and just some squirts of gasoline in your car. No. Why? Because the car wouldn't, work properly. Well, it's the same with your body. And, it's strange that you would, be so careful about not doing that with your car, but your meat vehicle, you kind of fill that with poison and sugars and alcohol and shit, and that we do. That's fucking self-destructive. Yeah, I know. Okay, so is diet complicated or is it simple? That's my question. I think it's quite simple. You place good food in your body and it starts to function. A lot of common diseases are treatable with a proper diet. Like, eat more greens, eat protein, eat some carbs, in their raw form, potatoes, whatever it might be, veggies. Listen to your body. Like when you wake up in the morning, how does it feel? Let's say you're rested. If you ate like crappy food the day before, you're gonna feel that. It's almost like a hangover. You're like, oh, you're dozy. Maybe your belly is like feels blown up. Like that's not a good feeling. It shouldn't feel like that. You should feel energized when you wake up. You should feel strong. So, okay. For the health part, you also need water. You die after 3 days, so water is quite important. Do you drink enough water? How much is that? Well, try. If you're tired all the time, and if you have the sleep and you have the diet right, and you're tired all the time, you feel like... I'm ranting, but drink more water. Sleep, eat water, exercise. Just move your meat vehicle every day. Take a walk for 30-45 minutes. That's enough. That's the basic requirements, for a healthy body. Just walk. You don't need to lift anything. If you feel like doing it, it's a huge fucking bonus because it will strengthen your body. It will strengthen your skeleton, like your bones. It will make you, this meat vehicle last longer. Like you can operate it for a longer time on a higher frequency. It can be the difference between you ending up in a wheelchair at, 75 instead of 90. So, but that's very far in the future. I don't want to think about that now. Okay, don't do it then. But it's not complicated. It's very simple. Strengthen your body. It makes it look better. It makes you feel better. It makes it stronger, more capable in this life. You can do more cool shit with it. It also probably gonna, make the sex life with your partner way better if you take care of your meat vehicle. It also affects your mind a lot. So, physical body, the physical health, the mental health. Like, do a scan of yourself. During a day, how many times do you experience strong negative emotions like stress, anxiety, feelings of depression, feelings of self-hate, whatever they might be? How often do these thoughts pop up in your head, and what do you do when they come? Do you escape to some activity to, try not to think about it? Do you lay down in bed, get depressed? Do you think about them? Do you look at them and like, I wonder where these thoughts come from? Maybe I should take a look at them. Maybe they're not true. Maybe I can do something about this. Maybe I need to talk to someone about them. Maybe I need to write them down to, get them out of my system, to understand them better. Maybe I need to start to meditate. Maybe I need to stress less. Maybe I need to put like lower demands on myself. Like the mental health part is a huge part of our life. When we feel like shit, we usually act like shit and behave like shit towards ourselves and others. It's just created a dark, never-ending spiral of shit. So we should take that seriously. If you're stressed every day, like really stressed, that's not normal. If you feel like shit every day, that's not normal. Well, it is normal to feel like shit, but like maybe you don't need to do that. But first of all, you need to identify the emotions that you have inside you. Start doing some research. Like, what can I do myself to, lower the feelings of anxiety? Because as I said in the beginning, we humans are cursed. We know that we're gonna die. That sucks. That can give us anxiety and stress and make us passive, get us into depressions, make us scared. The best life/health advice I've ever read in my life is like, try just for a short period in your life to take care of yourself. That's for a short period in your life. Make it a mission, a quest to take care of yourself like you're someone you love, even though you don't love yourself. Like, would I do this to a person that I love? Would I shove crap food down the throat to someone I love? Would I do that to my children? Would I tell someone that I love to sleep for 4 hours? Would I tell someone I love to don't exercise for 5 weeks? No, I wouldn't. No. Then don't do it towards yourself. Simple as that. Is that complicated? No. Is it hard to, love yourself? Yes. But you can start by treating yourself like someone you love, and maybe by the end of that road, you don't hate yourself that much. Your behavior fuels yourself, like how you view yourself. So if you behave like shit towards yourself, that's how you're gonna feel like. Take yourself out on a date once in a while. I think that is important also, like in life. Alone time, quality time with yourself. Step away from the family chaos, whatever your life is, work chaos, and like what do I need to, do I need to spend some hours alone in the forest sometimes? Do I need to take myself on some mini vacation? Do I need to take a hot bath, listen to Celine Dion, and have candles once a week, twice a week? Like, take that shit seriously, because if that's what you need to, deal with this shit, deal with this curse, deal with this life, you better do it. It's not selfish to ask for, time that makes you a better person. I think every family member or friend will thank you for doing it. It's the worst when I meet people that are like, you can see that they're just out of sync in their life. Everything feels like shit. They're stressed, depressed, and like, oh, I don't have time for anything. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, well, you need to take time for these things. Because now you are suffering, your family is suffering, your colleagues are suffering, or maybe they're not suffering, but they don't get, the best version of you. So that's a shame. If it means that you need to spend like 2 hours every other day, maybe with yourself or whatever, do what's needed. But same there. It needs to be in line with, with the rest of the family. If you talk to your partner, express your needs, maybe that comes as with a cost also. Like, maybe they also want to have some alone time then. Right? You pay a price for it, but that's, everyone wins in that end, I think. What else? Yeah. We have family, partner. So how I'm gonna wrap these up before I move on. Like the relationships. Find friends that you would go to war with and be for them what they are for you. Love relationships, fuel this fire that is love with activities. Do the things to your partner that you want yourself. Talk to your partner, tell them what you need, what you want. Ask them the same thing and give that back in return. That's how you get a good, teammate in this life. Take each other on dates, have sex, sleep next to each other, and spend time away from each other sometimes, so you miss each other. Help. Take care of yourself like you are someone you love. Motivation is a huge part also, I think, that we complicate. That actually is quite simple. Motivation. Let's visualize motivation as a fire, like a huge bonfire. It's what drives you to do what you want to do. Like, it helps you at least. That bonfire needs fuel. You need to put firewood on that for it to burn. And what is that? If motivation is a fire, a drive, a force, what's the bonfire? What's the firewood? The firewood is activities that that you do that. Okay, I'm gonna give an example that's easier. If my goal is to get in shape, I'm going to need to have motivation to do that. Then getting my ass off from the sofa, taking a walk, is firewood to the bonfire. Every step you take towards your goal in life will provide you with a feeling of motivation. Every time you win against yourself, every time you succeed, every time you do something that you maybe didn't expect yourself to do, every time you surprise yourself, every time you win. So taking that walk will hopefully fuel you with motivation, because you feel that, oh, I'm on my way to my goal here. Every time you smash up that salad for lunch, or restrict yourself from watching Netflix all night long, that bounces back as motivation. If you have a clear vision where you want to go, because then you see all these activities as steps towards that dream. That's motivation. Some mornings you wake up and the fire is gone. You don't feel it anymore. All you feel is cold darkness inside you. The worst thing most people do then is they just sit and wait for the feeling of motivation. They sit and wait for the bonfire to light up again. That can, take 10 years if you're unlucky. It might never happen. It might take 2 days. What can create this, feeling of the lack of motivation? Well, 1,000 different things probably. Lack of sleep, unbalanced hormones in your body. You ate the wrong foods yesterday. You had an argument with your wife yesterday. It can be whatever, but the point here is that when it's gone, you still need to fucking, you need to ignite this fucker again. You need to throw fuel at it. You need to try to get the spark going. And what you lean towards when you don't have motivation is the willpower and the discipline. Okay, I don't feel like exercising today, so I might as well do it, because I know tomorrow I have at least put some, logs on the bonfire. So if it, bursts up again, I have logs there, I have firewood on it. If you don't feed it, it's going to be impossible to start it again. You need to act, you need to do shit. Yeah, motivation is also simple, but that's something we make really complicated. But what we make complicated about it is we wait for it. I'm waiting for it to appear in me. No go, doesn't work. You gotta wait until you die, if you're unlucky. And then you get motivated when you see that, you're starting to close in on the end scene on the movie, which is your life. Then you get really motivated, because you realize that the whole time is precious. I took all this time for granted. I waited, don't know why. Now I need to start to do all these things, but maybe you can't. Maybe you don't have the energy. Maybe you don't have the health. Yep. Life is simple. We insist on making it complicated. That was a weird rant by me today. But I've slept quite well, so I just enjoy sitting here talking. But take care of your relationships. Take care of your health. Try to be motivated, Put some goals up there. Divide them into small goals that you can reach so you will get a feeling of motivation. Do shit that scares you every day. Tiny little things that challenges you. That will keep you motivated. Trust me, they will. As soon as you become passive, motivation will disappear. Just, that's how it works, seems like. Also motivation, you can find it, you can inspire yourself. You can listen to audiobooks by inspiring people. You can listen to podcasts with weird dudes sitting and ranting. You can listen to songs, watch movies, like hang out with inspiring people. Hang out with people that are better than you. They will inspire you. I mean, life is really fucking short. It goes really fast. We shouldn't take ourselves too serious. We shouldn't take life too serious. We should try to, keep it simple. Keep it really fucking simple and work from that. That's where the magic happens. Become good at, the basic fucking maintenance training boot camp required to operate well in this life, and magic will start to happen. At least from my experience, that's how it works. Work with the basics in life. Work from there. Then it's going to be alright, my friend. Maybe that's enough. Yeah. Rant out.